So the first question gives us an exponential expression and asks us to write it in radical form. The first thing we need to do is get rid of the negative, so this would be 1 over t to the 3/4. And then we're going to switch it into radical form, so it would be 1 over the 4th root of t cubed. And now we have a radical on the bottom, so we need to rationalize it. In order to do that, we need to multiply it by itself a total of 4 times. So that would be 3 additional times. So on the top, we have the 4th root of t3, 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 which would be adding all the exponents, t to the 9th. And on the bottom, we have t cubed, because we took a 4th root to the 4th power, which would cancel those out. Now we need to simplify this. If we have t to the 9th, we can split that up into t to the 4th, t to the 4th, and t to the 1. So we can take those two out, and we get t squared times the 4th root of t, since 2 of these came out, over t cubed. And lastly, we can simplify t squared over t cubed is just t on the bottom. So that would be our final answer. Alright, and then here, this one's a little bit easier. We have y to the 1.2. So y to the 1.2, we want to put it in fraction form. 1.2 in fraction form is 6/5. So we can rewrite that as the 5th root of y to the 6th. And then we can simplify that. Y to the 6th can split into y to the 5th times y to the 1. That y to the 5th comes out, so we have a y on the outside and a 1y left on the inside. That would be our final answer there. Alright, now here we're going backwards. So here we have each expression in radical form, and now we want to change it to exponential form. So here this is an invisible 1, and when we have a square root, that index is 2. So this would be negative 10 to the 1/2. Here we have 5xy to the 6 to the 3rd, or cube root, so it would be 5xy. The numerator would be 6, the denominator would be 3. And that applies to everything, since this is all to the 6th power and to the 1/3 power of the cube root. And then here 6/3 simplifies to 6 over 3 simplifies to 2. And then we can use our power rule as an exponent property. This is 5 squared is 25. X to the 1 squared would be x squared. Y to the 1 squared would be y squared. That would be your final answer. And over here, this one is similar, but it's a little bit different because it does not have parentheses. So this 6 only applies to this y here. It doesn't apply to everything here because they're not included in parentheses. So here we have 1/25 to the 1. So that would be 125 to the 1/3. X to the 1, so x to the 1/3. Y to the 6th to the 1/3 power would be y to the 6/3. And again, that's because these do not have an exponent applied to them, so their exponent is just 1. And then we know 125 to the 1/3 is 5. X to the 1/3 we can't simplify. Y to the 6/3 would be y squared. And that would be your final answer there.